My name is Tasha Boss. I'm the Vice Principal at Spring Street Academy in Amherst, Nova Scotia. The Aspiring Leaders program allowed me to learn a lot about myself, the opportunity to work with an instructional leader, as well as to have seminars in which we were able to discuss and share ideas, concerns and experiences in a really authentic environment, was really beneficial. This program allowed me to really learn how to self-reflect and to think about who I was as a leader and how I wanted to change and how I wanted to get there. The Aspiring Leaders program really focused on building relationships and the importance of doing that within the school. And so I've become much more focused on being a real presence within the school, communicating clearly with my teachers and my students, and just really trying to build those relationships, validate, listen, and create a team within the school so that we can work on a common vision and move the school forward. If someone were wanting to apply for this program now, I would strongly encourage them to do so. It is a wonderful opportunity to build your leadership skills and to better prepare yourself for effective leadership. I would encourage them to apply for the program with an open mind and be ready for a real positive change.
My name is Adam Hinton. I teach grade 6 at Redcliffe Middle School. And I just finished graduating from the ALP cohort. From the program, what I really took from it or gained from it was just a sense of the complexity of what school leadership is. You know, in the program we studied things like social justice, we studied collaboration, we studied you know, what instructional leadership is. And I started to kind of get a sense of, you know, being a school leader really means having a broad, coherent philosophy. And I think day to day what I was able to do is when I came back to my own school, I got a sense of what our philosophy was here on a deeper level. And I was really able to see how all the pieces fit together. I think what was unexpected in the program was just how much we bonded as a group. You know, there was over 40 educators in the room, and really quickly I found that we kind of formed a really neat team. It's a lot of strong personalities. It was a lot of people who are really passionate about education, and I think, you know, I got to see a scope of challenges of education from across the province, and there was some really pretty intense debates and some really heartfelt discussions, and but at the end of it, you know, we were going out for lunch every time that we met, and we had a nice little email group going back and forth. So it was quite a bond, and I think there's a lot of us that still rely on each other as we sort of progress through our career. If you're genuinely a lifelong learner and you care about, you know, progressive movements and you know, learning about research-based practices in education, this is it's a great program. It's about getting your hands on best practices, and it's about meeting with other leaders and other people who share common goals. And you know, I think it's a challenging course in terms of, you know, you have to be prepared. There's a lot of reading, there's a lot of work, but it's a tremendously fulfilling course because, again, you get to step back and you get to take a look at the broader scope of educational leadership in the province.
My name is Steve Fultz, and I'm the Vice Principal here at Bible Hill East Court Road Elementary. Well, I guess a few years ago I started to recognize that I had an interest in getting involved in school-based administration and instructional leadership. When I read about the program, it seemed like a good fit. It was a one-year program. It was an introduction to some practical ideas related to school-based administration, and so it seemed like a good chance to learn more about that and help prepare myself. I think my favorite part of the program was the residency day and the mentorship. We would have weekend seminars, but then they would be followed up in between by spending a day at a school and with a mentor. And it was kind of neat to see what we learned in the classroom, in the seminars, then see how that's being applied in a school. And it was just great to develop that rapport too with someone who was already in administration, and I appreciated that. Well, I think if you're thinking that you might like to get involved in school administration, I think this is a good step. I know for me, I felt a lot more prepared doing the job I'm doing this year, having taken the course. There's a lot of practical information that I was able to apply in this position. And I think prior to taking the course, it's like you don't realize there's things that you don't know. And so when you take the course, you're introduced to some really important things that help you with this type of job. It's a good starting point.